So, here we are, down by the river, in a trailer. Do you ever see that skit by Chris Farley, where he's saying, down by the river? Well, anyway, down by the river, I haven't been here in a very, very, very long time, and it's very strange. Because I think back a long time ago when I was a kid down here, and those days were very different. It's not the same. Shit, I might even run into somebody back here. I might run into some river monster back here. Who knows? But yeah, it is what it is. You know, I just had an airplane fly over top of me, and listening to the sound of the engine of an airplane, it gives me chills and goosebumps. It gives me some kind of feeling that I can't explain, sort of like alarms do. You know, like the alarm in Silent Hill, the alarm when fire trucks go off, that reminds me of sort of hell for some reason. Airplanes remind me of the World Trade Center. And the horn in Silent Hill reminds me of Revelation and a coming, you know, something coming. Something's going to happen. And I know these are things that everybody thinks differently with. And why do I say these things? I don't know. I just like expressing my thoughts, I guess. You know, what does it matter anymore? I'm to the point where it's... I'm just to this point where it's like, it doesn't really matter. Stop taking this so damn seriously. Stop taking this life so serious. You know, I'm not going to sit here and step on a smaller creature than me or try to, you know, do something cruel or stupid or whatever. I'm not like that. You know, I'm still aware, but it's like, man, I got to quit taking stuff so serious. It's just, it's not that time to do that. And I'm down here. Here comes a plane. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. Can you see it coming? Where is it? Listen to this. Can you see the goosebumps on my skin? Every time I hear it, it gives me that feeling for some reason. I think of that day, 9/11, and I think of how it changed people forever. Yes, it struck horror and terror, and it's horrible. It's horrible. Yet, it even though it was horrible, it changed the lives of so many people. Just like this, I will say, pandemic or epidemic that came by in 2020. Yes, it changed us forever, and we will never be the same. Even though we may think of some of the same things that we used to and do some of the same things we used to, and, you know, on and on and on, it changed us. And that's what's going to keep happening in life. And I was watching something the other day that it gave me yet a new outlook on things. Even though I'm still going through what I'm going through, and when I wake up, waking up for me is not a good time. It's not a good time. Now let's look at this plane. It don't even have noise to it. I don't even hear it. If I'm even filming it. I don't know. I think I missed it. But it didn't even hardly have noise to it. I don't even know what kind of plane that is. But yeah, it's just... we are in very strange and weird times right now, because a lot of us, all of us, we have these smartphones in our pockets and in front of us, and we carry it with us. And I had this phone off since last night. I just turned it on, so I had it off for a while. I turned it off, and I sit and I bask in what I need to think about and what I need to do, and you know, whatever. But, and this is another thing that has changed us forever, is these smartphones and this technology. And there is a lot of cons with this. There are a few pros, I will admit, but there are a lot of cons too. A lot of cons that come with it. And as I'm filming myself, I know it's very hypocritical. It's very, very hypocritical of me to say this. But right now, it's not all that I have or have to do. It's just something there to press the record button and do a video and put it online. But see, I'm another person. I'm not into this whole... I don't give a shit what social media thinks and what the world thinks and what, like, people that are validating each other and doing all this stuff. That stuff has no place in my life. I say loyalty over validation. I even say loyalty over the word love, because the word love gets taken out of context. We abuse love. We can use love against people. We can enable people with this love thing. I know, because I have been enabled with it before. And also, love has carried me through a lot of rough times too in this life. So yet again, mi casa su casa, the contradiction, you know, the dry land and the water, the sky and the ground, you know, it's all those things. And I don't come on here. I don't come on here to prove anything to people. I don't come on here to prove anything to no one. I just come on here to express my essence and my being. And why I do that, I don't know why. I don't have a regimen of why I do it, or, oh, I do it for this reason or that reason and this and that. Like, I'm done with all that shit. I'm done with all that bullshit. I don't care anymore. I really don't even care, if I'm being honest. You know, in order to make profit on these platforms, you have to get views and likes and shares and subscribers and people donating and all that. It's like, I don't have the energy to control that or keep up with that anymore, and to even care about it anymore, if I'm being honest. It would be nice, see, if I would say something about making money at all. The reason, my motive for making money is to get resources to live the way that I want and need to live for myself. I don't care about paper money. If there was 2,000 stacks of millions of dollars in boxes or plastic wrap on freaking, you know, whatever they call it, when you put something on something and you lift it up and take it away in a factory or whatever. If I could, I would burn it. I would burn it. I'd put a match to it all and I would burn it down, because it doesn't mean anything to me. It's the concept of it that means something. When someone gives, or they give of their time with something, that is what matters in the situation. It's not the fact like, oh, I got all this money. You know, look at me. If you ever hear me talking about money, not that I need the validation or approval, or I need someone to say, oh yeah, I understand or whatever, because I don't care anymore. I'm not into the things that the mindset of most of how this world operates now. I just feel like I'm on a whole new thing, even though I still go through stuff, even though I still suffer. I'm still miserable sometimes. When I wake up, it's hard for me to get going because that's just how I am as a person. And I still I'm still in this flesh vessel. But besides the flesh vessel, there's something else going on that keeps me around, that keeps me doing what I'm doing, and so on and so forth. But anyway, the concept of money, see, here is what I would like to see, but I know more than likely I won't see it, is people getting money to get resources to build, plant, create some kind of refuge, sanctuary, homestead, something for themselves. And I know I keep talking about this, but when you have food, water, shelter, clothing, you don't need money. What do you need money for? To say, look how much money I have. I own this plane in the sky. Look at how big I am and great I am. You know, tell me my pride is just unbelievable, isn't it? And that kind of validation, I'm not looking for that in life. I am simply looking for a lifestyle to live that I want and need to live. It doesn't make me any words that people might say. I know I said in the last video, when I say something like there is a little tiny bit of me that almost has to be a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, and I don't want to really use this word, but when I say like narcissism, I'm not a narcissist, but there is something in me that I kind of have to say, this is what I'm doing, and because I've already seen that, I've already been there, I've already done that. But it ain't that I'm looking for this validation or this thing that goes on in the world. I'm looking for a sanctuary, a place where I can do art and music, and I can express myself, and I can look in the eyes of another person that understands and is willing to listen, and you know, things like that. But the mindset of the world, I don't know if we're ready for that. I don't know if we're ready for those things. And listen, here is what I will end the video with. I don't want to make a long video. I just wanted to get some of this stuff out. You know, I had to take a ride. I had to go do something. I'm still detoxing. I'm still withdrawing from this stuff. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, I lost train of thought here. I lost train of thought of what I wanted to say. And I did want to say something, but if I can't remember, so be it. But yeah, that is basically it. And I know, see, it's a very strange thing. I cannot help anybody. I cannot save anyone. I don't have answers for anybody. I don't have advice for anyone. I'm not in control of any of this. I surrender. I surrender myself unto all of this. All of this. Because it is what it is. I can't change all of this. I don't have the power to change every little detail and thing. And that's why I say, when I call myself certain things, there's a reason that I do that. There's a reason behind it, because I know for myself. And the thing is, in this life, we have got to be willing to help ourselves. See, when you help yourself, you are a living testimony unto another person that may want that for themselves. It has nothing to do with being a narcissist or being self-absorbed or egotistical. It has nothing to do with that. And those that understand this, you understand that I do not matter, but yet at the same time, I am all that I got here. And in order for me to look at another person, they have to be able to say that to themselves, or I can't reflect on that. I just can't do it. And it kind of goes against the grain of how you may want and need, and you see the world around you and say, my goodness, look at that. I can change that. I can do something about that. I can make that different. But I know that the other flesh vessels around me may not see it the same way. So what do? Do you go and do it yourself, or do you get involved? Do you get involved, or do you do it yourself? See, this is the dilemma in every man and woman's metaphorical heart. If you want to say soul, metaphorical soul, literally, metaphorically, or you don't believe in that at all, I don't know what to say. These are words. They're mere words. Words. It's just simple speech, poetry, whatever people want to call it. I don't care about the labels anymore. It's just words. It's words. And yes, words can have the ability to move someone or to keep someone still. Words have the ability to influence or not influence. Words have the ability to build or destroy. Words. Words. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And the Word made all of this. Nature is the Word. When you look at a tree, it's a word. When you look at this cement, it's a word. When you look at the ground, it's a word. These glasses are a word. The wood is a word. This fishing pole, this water on the ground is a word. The dirt is a word. How are all these things words? You see what I mean? And why am I saying this? For no particular reason. It's just a way of venting an expression. It's an art form. That's how I see it. I see it as an art form. And if people like, dislike, love, hate, whatever, I can't do anything about it. I'm here and I can't do nothing about it. So with this last airplane, I will allow you to do whatever you need to do for yourselves. And it's just like noise. There's some kind of glory in noise. I love noise, but yet there's some kind of glory in silence too. There's some kind of glory in light and the blue sky and all this around me. And there's some kind of glory in the nighttime, looking at skyscrapers in the night and looking at the stars in the sky and the creatures that come out at night. There's some kind of glory there that is, how did it all come together? Where did it come from? Was it always here? Where was the beginning? See, these are the questions that I ask myself. But yet I ask myself these questions. I have asked myself these questions so many times before that I've moved on from questioning it. Now I'm speaking of what I have questioned. I am putting into fruition my suffering and my joy, my pain, my misery, yet the things that I like, that I feel good with, that makes me the person that I am. And this is all that I can wish. This is all, I don't want to say wish because that's wishful thinking. All that I can do is say that when you look in the mirror at your own reflection, even when you're going through something, or it's the opposite, you're going through a hard time, a good time, whatever you want to call it, as long as you can look at yourself and say, I did what I needed to do. I reflected. I looked at it. I looked at myself. I studied myself. I took an honest view. I looked at my template and said, what is my template doing? What is the color that I'm representing? What does that mean to myself? And it's just, you know, will the world ever come together and feel all right, like Bob Marley said? Will the world ever come together as one whole essence, yet being different, having different style, different technique, different fashion, different the ways that they want to have their hair, different ways they want to clothe themselves, but yet say, okay, that's what you're doing? All right. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You know, whatever it is. But see, there's no need for those things really anymore once you understand this. And then when I'm doing what I'm doing, someone can look at me and go, okay, that's what you're doing, because that's what you're doing. So the thing is, I really don't think that this can be understood with mere words. I think that it is understood by the essence of actions, experiences, listening to other people's lives and what they went through and been through and seen and all that. It's many things. It's hundreds and thousands and millions and billions of things. Like, as you're looking around, as I'm looking at these plants and the ground, these aren't just plants. There is billions and trillions of molecules and little tiny things, tiny creatures inside there that we don't even notice that it's there. As I'm looking in this water, do you know how many microbes and little creatures and things are in here? This piece of wood is like a universe in and of itself. This plane flying above me is literally a universe in and of itself. See, that's when I will say the word. This is when you become consciousness itself. You become the essence of the vessel that you are, because you can't do anything about it. You came into this world how you were, and there's nothing you and I can do about that. I can't help that I came into the world who I am. Those of people out there can't help what they are. So the thing that I'm saying is, when you say something like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, what that's saying is, just because you think you're ugly, that doesn't mean someone doesn't think you're beautiful. If you think you're the bomb and you're beautiful, that doesn't mean that someone else thinks that you are ugly. Someone can think you're the ugliest person on earth, yet you think you're so beautiful. I can think I'm the best looking guy on the planet, but the best looking girl that I think is the best looking, with the most banging good looking body that I'm digging, she can look at me and say, ugh, you disgust me. I don't like the way your nose looks, the way your mouth is shaped, the way you talk, the way you dress, your hair, you're disgusting to me. That can happen, and that's cool, because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. So I will end on that note. It's just how it is, but it doesn't necessarily that everything has to remain and stay and be and continue to be and in the future of your life, even though the future doesn't exist, because we only have now, the essence of now. There is no time. There is no time. When I hear the clock ticking on the wall, tick, 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 it literally, it kind of drives me a little nutty. I don't keep clocks around me. When I was at my place, I don't keep clocks around me, because it's reminding me of time. It's reminding me, Nate, you got to do something. You got to do something in the future. See, I want to be in now all the time. I only want to think of now. Where can I get clean water now? Where can I get fresh food now? Where can I have a place where I can be myself and create and do my art thing now? Where can I do that? Even though I'm not there and I'm somewhere else, I can't control that right now. It's unfortunate, but that's the situation. That's how it is. And accepting that, I haven't fully accepted it, if I'm being honest. But I know deep within my core that I'm going to be forced to accept it one day, because that's the way it is. That's the way it is. To all those that understand out there, may your understanding bring you to the place where you belong, because destiny is going to put you where you belong anyway. But yet, there's a mystery in that. There is some kind of very strange thing going on where we don't have to accept one thing. We don't have to do what everybody else does. We can say no. We can say yes. It's our choice. It's my choice. Your choice is yours. My choice is mine. Her choice is hers. His choice is his. Their choice is theirs. Our choice is ours. The world's choice is the world's choice. It's a pick and choose lifestyle. I mean, that's just how it is. Sometimes, even though I like to have the ability to pick and choose, sometimes I just want it to be how it is and not have to worry about it so much. And let it go and say, this is how it is and I accept it and I'm content with this. But does that always happen for me? No, it doesn't always happen. I'd be lying to myself if I said it did. Because I'm not in paradise. I'm not in a paradise. I want to say yet, but I don't want to say yet. Because if you want to create paradise on earth, you can do that. If you want to create hell on earth, you can do that. If you want to create some kind of mid-ground, you can do that. If you want to, I don't know, whatever people want to do, they can do. But as we're saying, I can do this. I just think that we really need to reflect and really understand what it is that we are doing when we're doing it. That's all. And that's for me. That's for myself. I can't speak for any other person. That's for me. So anyway, with that, I am out. Gotta do what I gotta do. That's just how it is.